Hey, what's up everybody? Mr. Buzz checking in. Long time no see. Hey, I'm back and I'm here to give you guys a teacher check-in. Let you guys know how it's been going, how this school year's been going. So yeah, teacher check-in, let's just jump into it. Right now it is Thanksgiving break. This was pretty much a milestone that I was looking forward to. If I just knew that if I could make it to Thanksgiving break, then I can make it the rest of the semester. And if I can make it through one semester, then all I have to do next semester is just run everything back. So, you know, I took a break from YouTube because being a teacher, it's a lot of responsibility. You always have something to do as a teacher, and this is something I'm taking very seriously. I took a break because, you know, it takes a lot of time to sit down, record videos, edit videos, and I felt like that would take away time from me focusing on being a great teacher. And a lot of that time I dedicate towards my teaching material. You know, coming up with lesson plans, coming up with material that I actually want to teach. My classes last between 40 and 50 minutes. So, you know, I actually want to be prepared each day. Each and every day I want to be prepared. There's nothing like having the feeling of all these kids just wondering, hey, what are we doing?
What are we supposed to be doing? Are we gonna do anything today?
Like, as a teacher, getting those kind of questions, that kind of sucks. And that kind of makes me feel like I suck as a teacher. Oh, lady, oh, intruder alert. Handle it. But yeah, getting those kind of questions as a teacher sucks, and that makes me feel like I suck as a teacher. So I gotta do better than that because I really want to excel at being a teacher. If you're not coming up with lesson plans and teaching material, then you're probably somewhere grading papers and grading tests and grading, I don't know, just grading stuff. At this point in the school year, I can honestly say I'm feeling, my confidence level is through the roof. I feel like I know what I'm doing now. And I don't know, I feel like this is how it's supposed to be. I'm probably about to get back to the YouTube videos because now I know how to manage my time. The biggest fear that I had going into the school year was I didn't know what to teach. I didn't know how to teach. I didn't know like how to deliver the message. I didn't know what message to deliver. But now I feel like I have a hand on it. I have a gauge on my students. I know what level they're at. I know how to present information to them. I know how to give it to them in a way that they'll understand and get it. And they enjoy some of the lessons. Some lessons not so much, but they always kind of pick it up. And you know, sometimes you just gotta work and move, switch up plans and all this and that. But yeah, I have a hand on it. So yeah, and another thing that made me feel that gives me the confidence now is I had my observation. I had my first observation. I was really nervous about that going into that. I didn't know when it was, didn't know the minute, the day, or the hour when somebody was gonna come into my classroom and judge me, judge how I teach, and judge my classroom. So my mentor came in and did my observation. I really wasn't expecting it. I just had it was just a regular day for me. I was just teaching what I was just gonna teach for that day. And he came in during second period. And second period is kind of a rowdy class. But yeah, he came in, he just said, hey, yeah, I'm gonna sit in here and watch the class. And it was a random day, so I didn't know how it was gonna go. And this was an activity that we've never done before. I've never tried this, so hey, here goes nothing. So he sat in the classroom and I just did what I usually do. Went over what we were gonna do for the day, got into it, taught a little lesson, then we did a little activity. At the end of the day, it was a regular class. It was a regular class time. You know, some students, I had like 1 or 2 students trying to help me out with the observation. They noticed that, you know, somebody was in there and they tried to ask a few questions and act like they were engaged, trying to help me out. And I love that, I dig that. You know, it was only 1 or 2 students out of 30 that, you know, cared that somebody was in the classroom. Everybody else was business as usual, you know, talking on the phone, all this and that and the third. So yeah, it was a regular class period. I was so nervous to find out how my mentor thought I did. At the end of the day, you know, I went down to his class period. I was like, hey, lay it on me. How did I do? Surprisingly, he told me I did well. He said the students were engaged. They actually wanted to participate in the game. We were playing Jeopardy. We played a Jeopardy about, we were talking about sexual health. and we played a Jeopardy game, and he said the kids loved it. He had a few tips. He said it could have been the game could have been organized a little bit better. Could have had it on cards. I had it up on the board and just had 500, 400, 300, 200, 100 different categories. And then I had questions. This was all something I printed offline. It was just tips on how to make the game better, and I could have handed out paper to each of the kids to fill out the answers to each of the questions to make sure they're all engaged instead of just sitting there. And I do agree with that. Something I can, you know, incorporate into all my lesson plans, you know, just having the kids write something out and, you know, just write down what they got from the lesson. Other than that, some of the positive takeaways, he said I was very, what did he say? Oh, he said he admired my patience. He said I was very patient, even though all the kids were pretty much talking or minding their own business on their phone. I persevered. He said he loved that. I got through the lesson. He said a lot of teachers get to a point where they just stop teaching. I didn't really know that. I think I've had maybe one teacher who, you know, when we were talking, just stopped. But I believe that might have been a substitute or something like that. No, I had one teacher just stop and just sat at her desk. One time, it was one time, one class period, one time out of my whole school career. But yeah, he said a lot of teachers would have just stopped teaching and just gave up. He admired my perseverance, my patience, and I got through the lesson. And after that, I was like, okay, cool. I know what I'm doing. I was kind of worried about the content that I was teaching because I feel like that's something I want to improve on. Nobody said anything about the content I was teaching. One thing that I want to improve on is my content. I want it to be at a level where it's a challenge. I feel like that day that I had my observation, I didn't really give much content. I was just teaching basic stuff, and I don't know how challenging, you know, the levels are supposed to be, but I just want to give a challenge. That's all I want to challenge you. I feel like if you're not being challenged, then you're not learning. And we're in school to learn. I don't want to be wasting these kids' time because they already don't want to be there. You know, why go over something basic and, you know, just have them sit there? That makes it kind of feel like it's just a daycare and I'm here for nothing. One thing I can tell you about these kids do not want to do work for no reason. If we're gonna do something, you need to grade it. I feel like that's what I'm picking up from a lot of these kids. If we're gonna be doing something, don't have us do something for nothing. But yeah, that's all I can think of for this update. Like I said, I'm back to the YouTube videos. I have another update video. I don't know what I'm about to do. I'm probably about to cook. But yeah, I'm back on YouTube. Tune into the videos. Hit the subscribe button. Your boy is back. Holla.